Right, hello guys. Now this is a video I really thought I was going to be doing, but it's happened. Now, I should have done this video earlier today, but I kind of held back a bit because I was waiting for the official club statement. Still hasn't happened, so I didn't want to wait any longer. So now it's get a video underway. So Wilder now appears to be sacked. I mean, apparently there's like a 99% chance it's going to happen. So still that little chance it couldn't, but we kind of know it's going to happen now. It's a real shame. I don't want to get into the sort of details and ins and outs of it because I don't really know. This video is more just about sort of reflecting on his time at the club, just sort of saying a massive thank you to him because he's a legend now. He's just done so much for us, and although I definitely can say has been critical in this season. It's nothing against what he's done for us as a club. He's been such an incredible leader. He's just really got us a dark tunnel and put a lot of light into us. Now, I've supported us for a long time now, and I started supporting us when we were just in League One. I supported us before that, but when I was properly going to games every week, it was our first year of League One, and I was used to that. That was sort of like the norm for me, just being League One games. It was normal to be finishing the League One playoffs places every year. But he changed the expectation drastically and quickly, and it was just so nice to kind of be an established Championship club. But then not before long, we were a Premier League club. Now, a lot of things have changed very quickly. Like I've said, only 4 years ago, I think, off the top of my head, we were in League One, and now we're in the Premier League. It's incredible what we've done and what he's achieved for us. But I guess it's just come down to recent form and future views of the club and where it needs to go. Now, obviously, this will differ a lot of opinion, and I think for the sake of argument, I probably agree with the board that we do need a transfer director. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't sacrifice Wilder for that to happen. But this isn't what this video is about, so I don't want to get too far into that. But nonetheless, it's just a real shame that's the way it's been done and that's the way it's finished. Then the biggest shame, and I think we could all agree on this, is the fact that we're not even going to say goodbye to him. We haven't, none of us have seen his last game. Uh, Obviously, none of us even realised when we were at the Norwich game, me included, that was going to be the last time we see him manage us, which is just a real shock and a real shame. And it's just so sad that it's come to this, and none of us wanted it. No matter where we thought sort of the future of the club lies and what was the best outcome for it, we didn't want it to have to be Wilder to leave for that to happen. Uh, it looks like Higginbottom's going to be managing us the rest of the season, which is the current under 21s manager, former Barnsley and Leeds manager as well. So he's got experience at actual professional level as manager. So he should have a reasonable amount of depth in doing that and should give us a bit of dignity finishing the season at least. But it doesn't really, obviously, it doesn't really help at all. Situation that Wilder's gone, and yeah, it's just a real shame that this has happened. I think sort of getting into who the new potential managers are and where Wilder can go from here and so on, I think I'll leave that for a different video. So comment down below if you want to see that. Because I just feel like for now I just need sort of a separate video, just kind of talk about this moment and what's going on because he deserves that. The amount of joy and happiness he's brought to me and my family for the results and what he's done with the club is just incredible. I mean, my younger brother and sister, they didn't even start watching our games until he'd actually become manager. So for them, that's the only manager they've ever seen manage us, which is quite incredible when you think about it. But that's just how long he's almost managed us now. For an average manager, he's had quite a long reign. Usually it's like 2 to 3 years, and that's the most you'd ever get. So he's overdone that, and he's done definitely a lot to deserve that. And it's just a real shame he hasn't had a true legacy. That's the only downside of him leaving us now. That you just wonder if he'd been here for like 10 or more years. I think apparently Henderson said he deserves a statue, and I think we can agree that he probably does. But he would cement that proof of why he deserves one if he was here for so much longer. But it's just not meant to be, and I think especially in this day and age, it's almost impossible to have a manager here for that long. And that's why this has happened, I guess. And it's just, yeah, when you think about the performances we've had, there's been so many highlights. We look at the Wednesday game, that's one for sure. Of course, the 4-2 victory. Even though I wasn't there, still an amazing day. There's so many results we've had. The League One, there were some great ones there as well. Going to the Sheffield game where we won 3-2. beating Leeds in the Championship, doing the double in the first season, then winning away at Leeds in the second season as well. And there's some massive results in the Premier League as well, beating Everton, beating Arsenal, beating Spurs, beating Chelsea. Granted, for a few of those we weren't there because of lockdown, but nonetheless, watching them from this TV, which wasn't the same, but it's still good enough. But yeah, celebrating those moments in the stadium with him and the rest of the fans, that's something I think all of us can treasure for the rest of our lives. And I think no matter how the situation's gone, at least we can know and remember the good times we've had with him as a manager, because he has brought us so many good times. I think only recently it's overshadowed those slightly, but even so, we can't be bitter about it. It's happened now, and it's just the way it is. But at the same time, like I've said, we've just kind of got to look a bit more positively and just think, just be happy that we've had those moments, because we could have very easily not had them in the first place. If we'd recruit someone else, and it could have been all different, and we could have gone into administration or something. So it's not how we want it to end, of course, but at least we've had good times as well. And it's just a shame that the us fans can't be there to see him go, at the very least. When you kind of just sort of think about it and really sinks in, just think about all the memories you've had with him as manager. It's kind of it's emotional, to be honest, because he's just been such an iconic part of our club in recent years. And just thank you, because you've been incredible manager, and just created so many happy memories, so many people. And it's just a real shame it's ended like this, but nonetheless, Chrissy Wilder is one of our own. I think to end this video on not on a high, but just a bit more of a less of a low, I'd say, for one example, if you look at Leicester City, Ranieri just won the league for them, and the season after he got sacked, and at the time it seemed very harsh, very unfair, considering he had won the league with a team which was probably avoiding relegation. But if you look at them now, contending for Champions League spots, and in fairness, that has been 6 years in the making to get to that stage, or 5 years, should I say, I guess. But nonetheless, they took that risk, and it's paid off for them. So it does show that there must be something the board can see that we don't, and also that there's probably stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about either. But there's a lot of things you can say that for, so I'm not expecting us to obviously hold back against the board for the decision. But yeah, this is where we are now. All we can do is just carry on supporting the team and getting behind the team, and just hoping that there's better days ahead of us. And I think I'm not saying that for the sake of it. I think there is definitely a huge element of truth in that, because there's been bad times and there's been good, and there will be good times soon. And I'm sure getting to stadiums and watching games would be a big step towards that to start with. But I mean, I wouldn't say if you're a Blade you enjoyed this video, because it's not something to be happy about. But if you kind of agree with some things I said, and you thought I wasn't really talking my arse, and you thought I made some decent points, then please like, subscribe and share. And until next time, I'll probably do a video a bit more about this, maybe who the next manager will be, but also I'll be reacting to the game against Leicester as well on Sunday, so stick around for that as well. And until next time, take it easy, guys. All the best.